everybody, it's Kelly, and today I'm bringing you another layout, this time using a lot of Elle's Studio product. And I have a picture there of a piece of pumpkin pie, and I'll talk about why I'm doing a layout with this picture of pumpkin pie later on. I have that green pattern paper there, and that is from the Elle Studio Family Fun 6x6 paper pack. And I liked the way it kind of highlighted the green in the plate that the pumpkin pie is on, so it's going to really help draw your eye in. I'm going to place my whole layout on that background paper there, which is that blue diagonal paper there, and that is from the Elle Studio Family Fun collection. It's paper number 3, or paper 3. They don't have names on those papers, they just used numbers, kind of like Pink Paisley does. All right, then I have these other 2 papers from the Family Fun paper pack, that orange, large orange dot, and then the blue buffalo check. And sorry about that, I hit my camera. So I added those in, and a lot of times I have a hard time using 6x6 paper pads or paper packs, but for some reason I just really liked how these 2 kind of fell together and worked together. I'm going to use a journaling card there. That orange journaling card is from the Family Fun journaling tags, which is what they call their journaling cards. And I just popped that off onto the right side of the photo there. Now I'm anticipating journaling on that card, but I do think about something else that we'll see later on maybe going on there, but it's not going to work. I do end up journaling on this in the end. All right, so I'm just getting those pieces down now. And now that is my main photo block. So I know that I really want my title here to say, Finally Pumpkin Pie. But I'm not sure where it's going to go, first of all, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit the word finally in based on my photo cluster there and how big that's gotten. But I'm going to use my beloved wax paper there to work out the title. Before I do that, I grabbed that tab that says, it says Pumpkin Fun on it, and I put that at the top of the photo. That is from Elle Studio. It was from an autumn wood veneer collection that they had last year, so I don't believe they're available any longer. And then just so I don't forget to put these things on the layout, I had pulled a couple of embellishments, puffy stickers off this puffy sticker sheet, and I'm going to just I put them on wax paper there and just laid them at the top of my layout so I don't forget to use them. Otherwise, sometimes I have things I really want to use or use up. I most often do it with things that, like when I'm scrapping seasonal things especially, like there's one piece there that says more pie please, and another one that says I am stuffed. Well, you could use those in other occasions, but they're very Thanksgiving themed. So I really wanted to try to get them on this layout. And so I'll do that, where I'll just lay them right on top of the layout somewhere, or as close to it as I can get so I don't forget them. All right, so that alphabet it's a foam alpha, and it is from American Craft Stickers, and it is called Daydream. It's whimsical, and this is kind of a whimsical layout, so I thought that would be a good candidate for the title here. And I'm just looking to see if there's anything else on those sheets. Sometimes they come with asterisks or other things that I might want to put on there. And I'm going to cut this down because with as big as that was, I was having a hard time kind of relating the size of the title to the rest of the layout. So I'm feeling right now like that title is floating, but I looked just to my left and I had this piece of Elle Studio Sycamore Lane, and it's the leaves paper, and there's a border on that paper of leaves that's in an orange color. And I loved the idea of adding that to the bottom. First of all, I think it does a nice job of just grounding the layout in general, because right now everything feels like it's floating to me, because it really is. It's not grounded by anything. So this grounds this, and more importantly, from my perspective, it also grounds the title on that strip there, because it felt like the title was kind of floating in space, even though it was on the bottom of the layout. So now that I have that done, I'm going to work on my embellishment clusters. I really have 2 embellishment clusters here. And I like the idea of using that die cut house because this is taking place at home. And then I grabbed the 2 puffy stickers there. The one at the top there says Thanksgiving, and then the one at the house right now says more pie please. The die cut there that says in that house embellishment cluster says enjoying every moment of this day, and then the one at the top left that says thankful for this, those are both from the L Studio Family Fun Bits and Pieces, which is what they call their die cut packs. And then I also had some pumpkins, wood pumpkins, just kind of sitting at the top of my layout there. I added one next to the title and then one to the top. And those wood pumpkins came from Hobby Lobby. They came from the Halloween craft section. So during holidays, I like to get in there at least once to kind of look to see what's available, because lots of times they have things like this that you can actually use for scrapbooking. Now, I'm sure that they are not probably acid-free and all of those kinds of things. So if you're worried about that type of thing, you might not want to use them at all, and definitely not near your photo. But the fact, if this pumpkin pie photo is not perfect in 25 years, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, it's a nice little story about me, but it's not earth-shattering. It's not like a picture of somebody's first steps or something like that. All right, so I just thought that house there was too big. It was calling too much attention to itself there. I think part of it was the light blue on the dark blue. If I'd put it up on the light blue on top, it probably wouldn't have done that quite as much. So I decided not to use that, and then added the More Pie Please puffy sticker. So I'm just going to get things glued down here. I had that puffy sticker and those puffy stickers are from the Giving Thanks stickers, which is a collection that they came out with this year. So they actually may still be available if you're interested in those. But anyway, I had that at the top, and the green at the top left was calling too much attention to itself. So I put it on the journaling card there. It's right next to the green of the photo, so I think it's a little bit less noticeable. It's neutralized. Now I do want bits of green throughout the layout, but I didn't want that huge dark spot of green. All right, so I'm liking the way that cluster looks now, though I am going to add to it. So I'm doing what a lot of us do, is when if you're trying to figure out what to do, you glue down what you know works, or what you know you're going to want on there for sure. And that's what I'm doing here. So I am going to fuss with this a little bit to get it in the right position, and then I'll have to do it all over again because I'm going to add something to that cluster eventually. All right, and I really like how these pumpkins look, and just that they're part of that theme. So I did this voiceover once and forgot to hit the record button. I don't remember if I talked about that in this one, but I am using a lot of orange accents in here, and there is no orange on that photo at all. But I like how that orange supports the theme of pumpkin here, and I really try to do that with my layouts. If I can do visual cues on the layout with things like color, I will try to do that. So that's kind of important. The other thing is orange and blue are complementary colors, so they work really well together. So that was an added bonus to all this. It's really, I think, more why I chose the blue. I kind of knew I wanted to do orange to enforce the theme of pumpkin here. And the blue is that complementary color, so when I saw this piece of background paper, I really liked it. Now, I am trying to figure out how to do my subtitle. I considered orange, but decided if I found green, that would be even better because it would help enforce the green around the photo, which is drawing all the attention to the photo, but it kind of just dot it through to give it a little bit more importance. So I found these letter stickers from Jelly Bean Soup. They are the alpha beans, and the color here is gumbo green. And these are one of my favorite smaller alphas, one of my favorite letter sticker alphas. And as you can tell, I love them because I use them. I've used a ton of them. And this is one of multiple sheets that I own or have owned as I use them up. I take care of them. And I MacGyver letters with these all the time so that I can use them up. And I have them in multiple colors too. So I am using the bottom of that buffalo check paper there to kind of help me eyeball where to get it straight. And then also I am sort of considering putting the word finally up there, but I decide that it's probably better closer to the pumpkin pie. I thought about on the buffalo check there, and I also thought, so I looked at the buffalo check, I'm kind of playing with it. Do I want it there? Not so much. Thought about the journaling card, but I didn't like it there either, and it went back to where I was originally planning to put it, which is above the word pumpkin there. And this is going to be a bit of a challenge because there's no actual line, I guess, there. If you look at, I'm putting it on just a piece of paper, so there's no line to be using other than a visual line in my head. I guess in my head that I'm seeing on the paper. Anyway, so that makes it a little bit more challenging. And I actually did a pretty good job. I had to adjust, I think, one letter, but not much more than that. So that's pretty good. I'm also thinking as I'm doing this about other things that I want to do. I have my main embellishment clusters glued down, but I'm thinking about other things I can do. I've got a really nice diagonal line going through the photo with the 3 pumpkins. And again, I don't think I talked about that in this version. I was talking about it in my last one that I forgot to turn the microphone on. But anyway, there's a nice diagonal line there going from the top left to the bottom right, and that's how we read in English-speaking countries. So it really helps draw your eye to the photo. It's a technique I learned in a Heidi Swap class years ago and continue to use to this day. So if I'm not using the 3 embellishment clusters to draw your eye to the photo, oftentimes I'll use a diagonal line. All right, so I decided I wanted to add one more thing to that cluster there, and that is that puffy sticker from the Giving Thanks collection that says I am stuffed, because I was actually pretty full. And the whole reason I'm scrapbooking this photo is because the past couple of Thanksgivings I've had wonderful pumpkin desserts, fancy pumpkin desserts, but really all I wanted was a piece of pumpkin pie. So I actually went to a restaurant near where I work, right across the street, and bought a piece of pumpkin pie so that I could have it on Thanksgiving evening. So I was all by myself when I had this. So anyway, I didn't have to share. I was thinking about using enamel dots here, but then I remembered that I have these wood dots that I have not used at all because they're usually too light. But there's only one wood item on this layout, which is the tab, and it's sticking out because it's the only wood item. So by adding these little wood dots to it, it brings it all together. So those are from the Teresa Collins Hello, My Name Is collection. And they are the wood dots from the Hello, My Name Is collection. So I'll add a few of those, just get them all set. And I'm scattering them across the page in the 3 different places where I have the pumpkins. And that will be followed by the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!